Collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said, okay, we all should play. Hot potato, whoever got the hottest vibe wants to know. Challenge accepted, it's me, I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stressing. Got G-O-D on me side, ooh, he blessed me. All these lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut then you're part of my team. Just like blowing that plank off strikes don't gutter. Attracted to the mind but I like my hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
Hello. Good evening, you guys. Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. We are here as we are every single week, dang near every day, to do another TV review, aka TV recap. This one is for Love During Lockup. Vegas or Bust is the name of the episode. This episode was a lot. Please excuse my little voice, you guys. I am feeling just a smidge under the weather, but I am all good. On your screen, you should be able to see the cast of this season. We've got a new cast member that we're going to talk about today that we met. It looks like there's another cast member we still haven't met in terms of couples, but for the most part, we have met all of these couples. So I'm super excited to get into it. Apologies for being a little bit late with the recap. I like to get these done on Saturday, but it was just a crazy Saturday for me and my little life. Anywho, you guys, getting across the screen, just for those who are new to the channel, we do recaps here weekly. They happen on various days, usually every day when it comes to TV recaps. But if you have any questions or if you're a fellow collaborator, big or small, and you want to do a recap together or anything like that, just look at the bottom of your screen. That's my contact information. For those who want to donate, there's also our information on how you can do that. Always read the description. I'm pretty detailed with it. All of this information should be there as well. So let's get into, you guys, this recap. For those who are unsure and for those who've been here before, the way that we do things, we're going to just go over what happened with each couple throughout the entire episode, one at a time. That way I'm not ping-ponging back and forth, as you know. So we're going to start this week with Teenie and Rob. Teenie and Rob are the third couple that we see, the young lady in the yellow shirt with, him in his orange suit up under it. And you know what I noticed? They have to Photoshop or edit in the inmates in these orange suits because, in most jails, you're not actually wearing, these colors usually. So, that is what it is. Was good. Oh, so best. Well, it's good. Thank you for always supporting me and all that you do. Again, apologies, you guys. My throat's acting up. Mr. Best's nose was running earlier. I think we done caught a cold or something, but apologies for my voice not being crisp. I feel like I sound like a man right now. Like my voice is so deep. It's driving me insane, actually, but it is what it is. But anywho, this is our third couple. If you're going from left to right, our third couple, the young lady in the yellow shirt, Teenie and Rob. So they've been together for some time and they've known each other for many years, since high school. And it looks like they're trying to rekindle their little romance and all of those things. Now, they are married. He is in jail. He should be coming home soon. He's been in prison for quite some time. But you know what I noticed, y'all? Looking at just looking at the comments, the Facebook group for Love After Lockup and all of that, it says that she's a stay-at-home mom. She's living in this big house in a great neighborhood. And I'm like, yo, boo is in jail. So maybe that's why she's okay with all the cameras being in her house, because it looks like he's paying for and funding her lifestyle enough to where she could be a housewife. Let me tell you, when the housewife life, I used to be against it. And then COVID happened. And then I went to college, then I graduated. I don't know. I started to like the housewife life. It's a little sad. I can't sit still. I'm always work, but I started to like being at home. So I don't blame her for wanting to let somebody else pay the bills. I don't blame her. But the last time we saw them last week, there was supposed to be a secret that Rob was keeping from her. And he was supposed to tell her the secret, but he didn't. We're assuming that it's because the kids were there with them. And oh, so fast, stop it. He said, "Oh, you domesticated a bit, just a little bit." I never thought that would happen, y'all. Never thought that would happen, but it did. It did. He gonna call me out on the live. Leave me alone, oh so best. Anywho, getting back to Teeny and Rob, he hasn't told her the secret that he's keeping from her. But what I found weird, they were working out together over FaceTime. When I tell you my husband can barely get me to walk around the block with him, they were working out together via FaceTime. Number one, he's in prison. Why do you have a phone to FaceTime? Number two, she really took herself and was running up and down the stairs of her house as if that was just the thing to do, and that's okay. He said, "Listen, if I could work out in the cell, you could work out in that house I'm paying for. I'm not mad at it." So they finished working out, and Rob is like, "I want you to mend things with my mama," and I'm like, "Huh?" So more mom drama. I got very lucky with the mother-in-law. She hasn't really like done the most in terms of like trying me. She's pretty chill. So I got lucky, but I know a lot of people deal with that craziness. So it turns out that the reason Tinny and Rob's mom don't get along is because Rob sent his mom $500. This was in the past, and he had Tinny to send the money. Now, for whatever reason, he decided he did not want his mom to have the money anymore. So he played the what they call it Indian giver. He took it right back, and he had Teeny send the text to his mom asking for the money back. Now, to me, that's manipulative. I feel like he is purposely causing issues between his mom and her. And the reason I say that is because one, he's an inmate, you can't trust what they say. And two, why would you ask for her to text your mom asking for the money back when you called her to ask this? This man has a cell phone in prison. You could have asked for the money back from your mama on your own. Why are you putting your wife into a situation where she has to be uncomfortable, or into a situation that could be read wrong by your mom when you have a phone? And even if he didn't have a phone, he could have called his mama from the jail and told her, "Send me my money." It's wild to me that anybody locked up would be talking to anybody like that. Like, you're lucky that people support you. Like, if we're really keeping it real. But basically, the mom was not happy about this, and they never got a chance to talk about it. The mom basically went off on her, and they never spoke again. The mom hung up on Teeny, which to me is also odd. Because why are you throwing that much of a fit over having to give your son back like money? Like, what's going on in this family on Rob's side? It's looking like maybe his relationship with his mom contributed to why he behaves in ways that get up with him in the penitentiary, custody of the state, however you want to call it. Uh, but I just thought that was weird. Like, if you really love your female, you're not going to put her into situations where she could be made to look like the problem or be forced to be uncomfortable, hollered at. You just don't put your female or your man in situations where they can't thrive. That's my personal opinion. So I'm looking at Rob as the person who's really, really wrong here. But she does end up agreeing to go and meet with his mama. Ooh, I tell you, I could never be with a mama's boy. I dated one, dumped him. Couldn't do it. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm gonna be dealing with this drama that you and your family have. Keep it to yourselves, y'all. So she meets with the mom, and she comes in. The mom don't greet her. She don't smile. She didn't try to shake her hand. She looked pissed off that she even had to meet with her. So she explains to his mother that she never wanted to ask for the money back. She says that she was against this, and she was very respectful with his mama. Now, his mom, even though Teeny, explains like, "I have nothing to do with this. It's your child. I don't want to be in the middle." His mom still feels like Teeny should have reached out. And Teeny says, "I did reach out, but you were not answering the phone or you would hang up on me, old lady." And the mom still feels like she should have continued to reach out. And I hate when people do this. So you say, "Okay, well, you should have reached out to me even after that." The girl responds with, "Well, I did reach out." To which the mom is like, "Well, I wanted you to keep basically kissing my ass, beg me." until I finally decide to pick up the phone. Listen, ain't nobody about to do all of that to you. Not over nothing that she didn't do. She was just doing what her man said. Honestly, my man pays my rent. If he wanted me to do something, I'd do it. I'd do it. So I'm not really bad at Teeny, but his mom just seems impossible. So here's where I got irritated with his mama. Then she starts crying and she goes, "Look at your nice car. Look what you ride round there. I struggled to come up here." And his ex, she used to look out for me financially. You allow him to just do whatever. uh, Tina gets upset. She says she don't want to be mentioned with the ex in the same sentence, which made me now like, why are you so triggered by the ex? Now I'm looking at you like, okay, how did you get with this man? What's really going on? Because you shouldn't be so triggered just hearing about his ex. But then I'm also looking at the mama like, are you serious? You struggled to come to meet her. You sound jealous of the fact that she's riding around and your son is spending his money on his wife. That's what he's supposed to do. What's my husband's mom always say? Leave and cleave. Leave and cleave. I want him to cling to you. She's so funny. But I mean, that's right. He's Our parents are supposed to set us up, and I think good parents don't want for their kids to have to pay for their life. Do you know what I mean, y'all? Like, I don't think good parents want that. Like, at all. My dad, the way he is, he does not want us to have to pay for nothing, help him with nothing. Hell, it's hard for him to admit when he's going to the doctor or had a surgery because he don't like to be, you know, he don't want us to take care of him. So most parents feel that way. So even if they poor. So it's very strange that his mom is just more concerned about the fact that she has a nice car and she's getting the rent paid. It seems like his mama wants him to do that for her. And his mama don't look that old. If she don't go find a job or go get her some social security or something. But the mom seems like a problem, and I don't blame Tinny for walking away. But I just think that's toxic. As a mom, you should want your kid to do well. You should want your kid to find love. You should want them to do all these things. The ex that he was with couldn't keep him free. He with this girl, and it seems to be working out. So just support him in what he's doing. Anywho, you guys, this is your friendly reminder. If you have not already to like the video, we do appreciate you here at B3ST. It's an easy and free way to support the channel. It makes my life so much easier and just keeps us going. It's also free. Anywho, that's all that happened with Tina and Rob this episode, you guys. We're going to move on to Joey and Michael next, the first LGBTQ IA plus yada 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 couple on this show. Um, Last we saw them, they have to prove that they know each other in order to do a visit. Prison's not like jail where you could just make an appointment with the jail or go up there and you could. Like, they have to check who's actually coming to visit you. You have to prove you know each other. They don't want you just visiting random people of the public. That's a safety issue. So he's trying to come up with a photo that shows that they knew each other. They did know each other prior to Michael going to jail, but they had like one night stands, was getting lit, drinking, stuff like that. So it wasn't really the situation where you would take a picture. Listen, I understand it. My one night stand turned to a husband, but I totally understand it. We didn't take no pictures that first night. Why would we? Anywho, so he sends the Photoshop photo to the sergeant, and we got a little clip of the Photoshop. It was terrible, you guys. It was really bad. Um, it just did not look good. There was like a big space that looks like he tried to use like magic eraser and Canva or something. Like, it wasn't the best Photoshop, but he sends it in. And they talk more, and basically Joey would like for Michael to meet his family. And I I don't know. This is where I feel like not the inmates, but the people dating the inmates go wrong on Love After Lockup as a franchise. Like, I understand you want your family to meet your partner, but you have to also accept that you're in a different situation. Maybe let your family meet your partner when they're out of jail, live in the flesh, and can actually, allow them to sense their energy, and versus having your family look at them on the doggone jail screen. But moving on, They somehow get to the topic of body count, and Michael, we already knew that Michael had a high sex drive from how they were discussing, sex in the first episode. But he says that he has had 7 men while in prison that he has slept with. But he says on the outside, he's got over 100 bodies. I don't know. I said, my gosh, that's a lot of sex. Like, I don't know how else to put it. That's a lot of sex with a lot of different people. That's wild. That is entirely wild to me. So, I don't know. There were just a lot of red flags. Number one, he's had body counts since he's been in prison. So who's to say he's not doing that while with you? Number two, he's got over 100 he slept with while he wasn't free. And then number three, this fool Michael gonna say that he's uncomfortable with routine. He doesn't understand how Joey goes to work and comes home every day. Are you kidding me? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense. How do you, and this is why he's in prison, because he doesn't understand how people go to work and come home. So we're not done with the red flags, y'all. Hot Mess Express. Hot Mess Express is exactly what Joey and Michael are. I'm worried for Joey. And here's why. We get to learn also that Michael has been in prison not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. This is his 4th time being in prison. He has literally been in jail most of his adult life. That's crazy to me. That man does not know what it means to be free. He doesn't understand it. He does not know. He doesn't know. It's insanity to me. So we then move on and we see Joey and his family. I love his family, by the way. I don't know if I don't know what it is. I just love his family. They seem authentic, and I think that's what I like about them. But I also love how they're just like not judgmental. They're just trying to figure out their own life. They're just trying to, exist. And as we know, some of them have struggled with sobriety, so they're just trying to do the right thing and live their life right. So we see them getting prepping to meet Michael. They were really kind to Michael. They meet him on a little video call. Joey brings out his laptop, and after they meet him, they have dinner together as a family. And the sister exposes a secret that Joey's been keeping from the rest of his family. Shout out to his sister, because this was not, unless you've had a loved one who's dealt with addiction, I don't think people will understand why she did that. But sometimes, like, confronting things with truth, calling them out, and making everybody that loves them aware of their struggle is something that will help them to, like, face it themselves, if that makes sense. Um, but I like that the sister called him out about that. So we learned from Joey's sister that Joey, who came on here talking about 12 years of sobriety, only 5 months ago, he relapsed. He relapsed, and he was doing heavy drugs that require syringes and needles and things that's crazy like that. But he relapsed. He relapsed and was able to keep everything together, but his sister's the only one who knew. Um, and part of the reason he relapsed is because of Michael. So this changes things. I already felt red flags because Michael, he's been to jail so many times. Like Joey's brother said, he's a career criminal. I think he's sleeping with people in that jail. I think he's sleeping around on poor little Joey. He doesn't understand the point and how people work regular jobs. In addition to that, being around Michael when he was on the outside, or not even on the outside, while Michael's been in jail, has caused Joey to relapse. Now, I understand that, yes, it's his responsibility, his sobriety is his responsibility, is no one else's fault. But if someone triggers you so much to where you have relapsed, that means it could happen again. It's a very a very realistic thing. And, it's sad. I work at crisis center for, teens, and we see a lot of kids that really do come in for the boys and the girls, like, on heavy drugs or relapsing, sometimes overdosing because of a toxic relationship or something that happened. So, you know, I think that he has a great family to support him. It's sad how many generations of his family, though, his dad was explaining, like, his mother was addicted, his grandfather, the dad, the brothers. Like, it's sad to see how impactful addiction is. It really is a disease. Um, I am just grateful that these people are willing to show their story so that, you never know who you could touch, you never know who you could relate to, and I'm also proud to see WeTV being inclusive of LGBTQ. I think this is what we mean by inclusion. It's not always just throwing stuff in the face, just include them in a couples show because there are gay couples, trans couples, lesbian couples, all those type of couples. Everybody exists. So I wish him the best. I want him to stay the hell away from Michael. I don't think that they will last. Because if you guys understood the rules of AA and NA and what comes with sobriety, uh, being with this person is triggering, and they probably wouldn't advocate it for it. So move it on, y'all. Like the video if you haven't already. I appreciate you in Thug Life. Also, hey to the replay gang. I always get a good amount of views after I'm not live no more. It's just easier to go live sometimes versus editing a video. But hey, replay gang. Thug Life, thank you for watching. Like the video, comment your opinions to you guys. I would love to see your opinions, even if they are different from my own. I never delete comments. I'm open to everybody's opinion. We can agree to disagree, and we still gonna have love, light, and prosperity on the B3ST reviews page. Also, friendly reminder, also best, who is my husband and also the person who helps run B3ST. He has a upcoming single that will be dropping on Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. It's crazy, y'all. April went by so fast. It went by so fast. So we're gonna move on, you guys, to the next couple, which is Shantae and True. They are the couple all the way to the left side, the young lady in the pink with the glasses, for those who are unsure or can't see like me. But Shantae, we are just now meeting her. So True is the person who's in jail, the gentleman under there. Now he went to jail for robbery and he has been locked up for 12 years. These two met through her stepbrother. They have never seen each other in person while he has been locked up, but they have seen each other prior to him being locked up, but not on nothing like too close. Um, Basically, she says that she spent $30,000 so far on him. And she says that she sold her house. She was a homeowner. Excuse me, you guys. She was a homeowner and she sold her house in Kansas to move to Missouri to avoid the year that they would have him, stay in the state without moving. After you get out of jail, you can't just go where you want. So she sold her house and bought another house. I'm glad that she owns a home, but it's like, girl, if this doesn't work out, like, now you're just own a home. Crazy. She says she's paying two mortgages totaling 5,000, which is crazy to me just because y'all know I'm from California, Bay Area, Yay area. I love y'all. Shout out to the town also. Y'all birthed me, y'all raised me. But out here, like, that's about how much monthly rent on an apartment could be or a mortgage. So it's crazy that two mortgages she's getting for 5 grand, but that's a lot of money, regardless. And she's spending that because her house in Missouri hasn't sold. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign. If I was her, just to be smart, I would keep my house and just rent it out. Just rent it out, get somebody to sign a lease at the very least. And that way, if something goes wrong, I got this tenant on a lease and they can move out and you got your house. I don't know why she would sell the house. That's wild to me. But she has been engaged to True for 1 year and 9 months. And we see she has her nieces. And I know y'all was getting at her for cooking the crab in the sink. I don't find nothing wrong with that as long as she cleaned her sink, like disinfected it well. Here's what I didn't understand with the crab boil, because she said she loved to cook, and I could tell she cooked. But I don't trust seafood when it's coming from like middle America, Kansas, all that. Because where's y'all ocean? How fresh is it really? Sorry, I'm saying it. And then separate from that, why was she seasoning the crab shells? You supposed to season the water or the butter. Why are you seasoning the crab shell? She just sprinkled some Lowry's salt on top of the shells, and I thought they were not cooked. And she was gonna like put them into something, but apparently they were cooked. Why you season? We don't eat the shell, girl. We eat that crab meat on the inside. I didn't understand that, but you could tell she has a passion for cooking. So I will give her that. And she is the auntie everybody loves making crab boils. When I say that's my bestie, my best friend, she got 2 kids and she's got a really big family. I'm actually one of the only friends, fun fact, y'all, that has not had kids yet. And I don't know if it'll happen for me. I'm 31. I just don't know if it'll happen. But my friend does what this young lady Shantae did, just she'll have the kids over, cook for all of us. I love it. I love to eat. Anywho, basically, she'd been engaged to True for a year and 9 months, and here's where the red flags and her nieces are concerned because they're like, Auntie, you living in a whole different state. It's not too far, but it's still like you're away from loved ones to be near this person you don't know. You don't know what to expect. When we did the little interview with True from the jail, I was like, he seems okay, but you got to be, inmates are tricky, and he's been in there for 12 years and survived. His face looked untouched. So he obviously he has some type of smarts to him. So she says that True has never been with black girls. He says that black girls are not his type and he does not date them. That is crazy. That's crazy. First of all, I have a pet peeve with that. There's nothing wrong with dating outside of your race. My sister does it. Actually, my blood sister, I don't think she's ever dated a black guy. I've dated people of all, races. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. But to be like, oh, I don't date white people or I don't date black people, I don't date Hispanic. Like, why don't you date a whole species of people? We all got the same parts. And then she's saying this like it's normal, and I'm like, girl, that's a red flag. Like, he telling you he don't really like to date black women. He say he think they ghetto and things like that. Like, he feels how he feels about black people. I don't like what he said, especially coming from black people. The last thing we need to do is peddle our own negative stereotypes, but stereotypes also come from truth. So some people can be that way. It's a fact. But my bigger issue is like, he could have just said, I don't like being with ghetto girls, because girls could be ratchet or ghetto in every color. But instead, it's against black women. She is a black woman, Shantae. So without getting personal, and just for the sake of the recap, like, how are you as a black woman dating someone, giving up your house and moving states for somebody who says that they don't like black women? Make it make sense. Because I'm lost. Everybody, I am lost. Truly, I am. So I was like, this doesn't make any damn sense. It doesn't make any sense, y'all. It doesn't make any sense. Comment your opinions on that. And it's okay to comment your opinion as well if you are not African American. Everybody is welcome here to comment on the channel, just as long as you're not making derogatory statements or things that are overly negative or ignorant. You are totally fine. But how could you date, as a black woman, especially my black woman, could you date a man who says that he does not like dating black women because we are ghetto and because of these things that you may not be? Like, I would love to know, because that's wild to me, y'all. That don't make no type of sense at all. She's crazy. And I'm sad for her, because you have to be really insecure to be okay with something like that. Sad. Moving on to our next couple. We're moving on to Andrew and Candace. Andrew is the gentleman second to last on the right side in the blue shirt. Candace is the young lady under. He's on the way to pick her up from jail. I do not like Candace. I think she's a red flag. Who were those people last season? I can't think of their name right now, but they were on Love during Lockup, and they were just a mess. The chick got out and was trying to have him pay for money and all this stuff. Probably we see this every season though, but he's on the way to pick her up from jail. She calls while he's driving, and he explains that he accidentally broke her Louis Vuitton, which lets me know it's not real. Just saying, y'all. And then she starts asking for all types of money to be spent. And I'm like, what is going on? You need money for this? You need money for that, girl? That don't make no sense. And then she moves on to say, are you open to look at homes for the two of them in Las Vegas? She does not want to move to New Jersey, where he owns his home. And my thing is, why don't you just tell him that? Why wait till you're about to get out and he's literally in your state to pick you up before you say something like that? You could, that irritates me. Like, when these women do that, it really irritates me. So we learned that Candace has been married twice. She had a son. The dad has custody of the son. She didn't really tell us too much on that. But she lets us know that she wants to stay in the state of Nevada until she has written documentation that she has some sort of custodial rights to her child. And y'all know that could take a very long time, especially with her history. She has to do a lot to prove to anybody that she's even capable of taking care of herself, let alone another child that she's already done wrong. So, in my opinion, it seems like she's gonna play him. She says that she got insecurities and is an empath and that it gives her anxiety, and that's going to lead to her being uncomfortable around Andrew. This sounds like the dude from last season, the people from Georgia. I'm telling you, with the daughter Gracie and all of them. Can't remember her mom's name right now, but it sounds like this lady's just using him to get on her feet when she's out. So, she just doesn't seem excited to meet or be with Andrew. We didn't get much. He went by the jail, honked his little horn. I was like, okay, I know they're not going to last. I feel like this lady is more so concerned with her kid. And I feel like she's trying to use her conning ways in her mind in a positive way that benefits her. Instead of breaking the law, I'll just have this guy pay for my life so that I can get my kid back. That's what I think is happening. I could be way off. I would love to be proven wrong, but I think Andrew's getting played. And honestly, I don't feel sorry for him. He is dipping into his 401k, spending money he does not have. Um, he has also stated that this is how he dates. He says that he always goes and spends money in his relationship, giving gifts, spending money is his love language. Material things can never be a love language. It can add and be something nice that's the result of love, but it'll never be a love language. It just won't. So that's all we got from Andrew and Candace. I want WeTV to stop casting couples that we just know ain't gonna work. We could see that they ain't gonna work just from the picture, y'all. Just from the picture, you could just tell. Oh, we are almost done, you guys. We're gonna get into our last couple of this episode. It looks like we'll be meeting the other couple on the next episode potentially. But like the video if you haven't already. Replay gang, I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you haven't already. Comment your opinion, share the live, let people know B3ST Reviews is here. We are a safe space for independent artists, creatives of all sorts, and we also do fun TV reviews and recaps. You feel me? Anywho, the last couple we go and discuss is Ayana and Jamal. All the way to the right, short hair, don't care. The stripper who stole her man from her best friend then fought her, caught a case, and is now potentially facing jail time. The mess that this is. But her jail time is for something different, driving while high. If I could got all these cases, I'm not doing nothing shady in my car. Like once you get to a certain age, that's not cute no more. That's stupid. I think 25 and up, you should know better. And mind you, I live in California. I'm from the town. I'm from the Bay. We smoke. We smoke and probably a lot better type of weed than anything that's getting her caught up where she's at. But yeah, I don't smoke and drive. I, I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I do not. I will be passenger princess. Luckily, my husband don't smoke. I'm not gonna smoke and drive. I'm not gonna be irresponsible and reckless with it. So she going through all this crazy stuff. She's prepping for anger management class in hopes to get a shorter sentence. She's looking at 14 to 30 days. Um, in this anger management course, she basically expresses that she never had a dad around and she seems to be aware that it has affected her. She says that she's broken and that Jamal is putting the pieces back together of her, which is not healthy. If you are broken, you have to fix yourself. Nobody else should be responsible for fixing you. That's codependency. That's not fixing anything. And was somebody in jail? How is he fixing anything from the penitentiary? Make it make sense, y'all. But I did feel for her and empathize with her. Um, I have my dad around and I do feel like and see the difference in me having my dad compared to how other women can be or struggles that they may have, insecurities, things like that. So I am grateful to my dad and I do love my dad. But I did empathize with her. I think that if she continues going to therapy, that it could actually be useful for her because it seems like she just needs a safe space to release her emotions and stuff. Y'all know I have a bachelor's in psychology and I do work at mental health and social work. So, I'm really passionate about especially people of color coming towards the light of therapy. And I was happy to see her actually release some of the things. now that she's released some of the pain, I want her to look at accountability and, say, okay, I know I have all this going on, so why would I risk this by being high in the car? Or I know I have this going on. Why am I going to go fight people? Like, at some point, you have to grow up. And I feel like Ayana needs to do that, but I don't think she's a bad person. I really don't. I don't at all. Um, but she gets a call from her lawyer and she finds out that the judge has changed her court date and now she cannot see Jamal because the court date is now the same day as Jamal. She was supposed to have court on the 8th and see Jamal on the 7th. Now everything is happening on the 7th, so she cannot see him. She breaks down in therapy. But I do feel like this was kind of a redeeming episode for her. Episode 1, I'm like, okay, here we go. And nothing's wrong being a stripper. I have friends who strip. I have friends who have stripped in the past. So I don't really judge strippers. I love strip clubs, honestly. But, in the first episode, it just seemed like ratchet, unconventional. It gave Renika and Asante, if y'all know what I mean. But now we're starting to see, like, okay, there's layers to her, and there may be something that's keeping her with this guy because she's definitely incredibly emotionally invested. And that is the honest truth. She is incredibly invested. But that is all, you guys. That was the recap for Love During Lockup. That episode was titled Vegas or Bust. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like the casting is a little bit better. I feel like they got sloppy a few years ago, especially with Ty and all her prisoners, but they seem to be doing a lot better. Be sure to like the video, comment your opinions, subscribe to the channel if you really like what we do. We do these recaps every single week. The next recap I'll have posted will be for Buying Beverly Hills, which is a show that comes on Netflix. And then on Monday, we will be doing Summer House Martha's Vineyard with James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. We also will be having our music review on Monday night, as well as a music reaction that just dropped on the channel. I appreciate everybody for tapping in and supporting the channel. What we're going to do now, as we always do, because B3ST Reviews is a channel that highlights independent artists of all sorts, music, in addition to this live with music by also best in Michigan artist D Spray. We will be listening to a song by them that came out back in 2023 called Multiverses. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all next week.
What up, energy? Yeah. Oh boy, he did it again, bitch. I fucked this bitch on her period, yeah, part of the Red Sea. She make that shit pop, yeah, I'm not talking Pepsi. All this pressure on me, yeah, I might just turn VV. I just took 3 dabs so I could have some sweet dreams. I'm a simple man, yeah, I don't got too many needs. I just need music, sex, and drugs, that's on TLC. Money makes the world go round, yeah, shit's not free. Supreme Monday through Sunday, I'm flyer than some beats. Why you got ashy knees? Why you buy your vitamin G? Let me write my story, sit back, and you can fucking read. I got some vices and greed, I fight it like Apollo Creed. But they're always winning, catch me passed out like Charlie Sheen. This shit got me defeated, man, I can't even fucking lie. Suck the tears back up in my ducts, man, I can't cry. I can't let this shit break me, I know everything will be fine. At least that's what I tell myself, yeah, just to pass the time. This little light inside of me, I'ma let it shine. High as fuck every day so my insecurities can hide. I'ma be notorious B.I.G., I know my limits are sky. In a funk for some years, I don't recognize a person inside. But I'ma keep chugging like that little engine that could. I got some splinters in my fingers, yeah, I've been rolling wood. What the fuck have you done, trying to tell me what I should? Judge a book by the cover, I'm misunderstood.
Go ahead, touch me. That's why you bet on my thing. Pass so fast, boy, you'll hook with some soul trains. Good girl. No motion on my team when I hang. You hear the echoes when bass scream. Living the pain like I'm the past. It's alright. You feeling depressed and go outside. You the weed and the season make these hard times. With every time you spend, no life. To the take a staycation. To Santa Cruz, to a car, I got drank. Bring the sugar, get a drinking for the slap. Yes, set the mood. Tell them girls with a best picky. Show them those. Oh yeah, that's what I say when I greet them. Yeah, done did some phone shit this evening. Yeah, before she blow off the socks. I love banging, my oceans is hot. Oh yeah, that's what I say when I'm rapping. Yeah, that's what I say when me happen. Yeah, when I get blown off these whoa, la de da is some fire. Yeah, you know, had to do a nice little collab for the show, man. You know, it's also best. I stay in thy west, but I rep the east. I'm telling you, peace, yeah, what I mean? Hey.